G'day tubers, how are we people? I hope you are all well and not suffering from the China virus. As I speak, we have just gone back into lockdown in Victoria. This is like just turning light switches on and off. This is just bloody ridiculous, but I suppose we have to do it. Better 7 days than 7 months. Anyway, having said that, thank you to my subscribers, my viewers, and anyone else who contributes anything at all to these videos. As I mentioned in the last video, yeah, got myself an old Briggsy here. I've since found out it's a Model 23B. Yeah, we're just going to clean it up and see if we can make it nice. It appears that it might be an ex-Vic Rail engine, but I'm just trying to confirm that. The video will show you a little bit more on that, but yeah, let's hook in and see if we can make this really nice.
Well guys, we scored ourselves another engine. Haven't had one for a couple of months. Not since we went away actually. She's a Briggs and Stratton, that much I know. I think it's a Model 23, but I don't know that for sure. I haven't had it running, I haven't tried. It has no spark, so it's probably just a set of dirty points or something like that. Or a buggered coil, I don't know, we'll find out as we go. Appears to be mostly original. It's a cast iron block, which tells me that it's probably an industrial engine. I'm tipping it's been a standby for something, maybe compressor, generator, something like that. The exhaust is not original. The air cleaner, all that sort of stuff is. The fins are broken there on the cylinder head. The tank's not original. I've looked at a few of these on YouTube, and then they've got a little square, sort of like a shoebox shaped tank. These are stainless steel straps. This has all been handmade. The two yellows are slightly different. Someone's put a bracket down there, obviously to stop vibration for that fuel line so it won't crack. You can see this bracket here is, it's a bit of galvanised gal iron or gal steel by the look of it. It's been changed for some reason. I don't know if it's to get a larger capacity tank or what. Whoever's done it's done a nice job. As I say, they're beautiful stainless straps, all good fittings in that. I was told that it might be ex-railways or Vic Rail. I don't know that for certain. However, it's quite possible. I mean, government departments, they had, wanted things a certain way, and they may have wanted a larger capacity tank. I don't know any details, year or anything, because the ID plate has been painted over at some stage. But yeah, I'm guessing she was a standby engine for some department. It's complete. Nothing's missing that I can see. It has had an earlier repair. Don't know if that's in focus or not. Just there you can see someone's bronzed it up. We'll have a closer look at that. It must have cracked a manifold. Could have been fairly common. Choke mechanism's a bit seized, all a bit rusty. It's an oil bath air cleaner, I think I said that. But yeah, she rotates. She's got good compression when you rotate it. So that's all a good sign. I might stand to be corrected, but I don't think it's done a lot of work, because I reckon it's just been a standby and she's just been outside forever, and that's why it looks a bit cruddy. But we're going to start tear down, and that'll tell us a hell of a lot more. Someone wasn't worried about expense. These are all little brass and copper fittings and all that sort of thing. Same as these screws here. Yeah, which makes me think it was a government department, because that's, they're the only ones that probably could have afforded it. I'm tipping when this was done. I don't know, this may be 60s, 70s, I'm not real sure. We'll find out. That's the carby off, guys. No real surprises. I can't see any branding on it at this stage. It'll probably become evident as I clean it up, I suppose, but I guess it's just the standard Briggs carby. Points look pretty grubby, tubers. Buggered if I know what makes them move. I mean, I can guess what makes them move in and out, or open and close, but I haven't seen it yet. It's Something must be coming off the cam in there, I suppose. I don't know. Side cowling off. She's a big heavy flywheel. No real surprises at this stage. Plenty of spiders, webs, a few slugs, bits and pieces. Yeah, but yeah, no real surprises. Just plenty of rust and old paint, and yeah, sounds like a Mopar. Mostly old paint and rust. Bit of luck, tubers. That was it. Worked out all right. The pulley came off. I had to trim that bit of keyway off. See how it sort of sits proud over the hole. I couldn't get the puller in, so I had to trim that off. It's only a bit of keyway, no big deal. Oh, pardon me. And yeah, that came off fairly easy. So that was a bit of luck, that. And yeah, we're starting to get closer now. That's the flywheel off, guys. Obviously revealing the coil. Appears to be something to do with timing there by the looks of it. Have to look into that. Not sure what's going on here. All appears to be there. Yeah, can't really see anything that would hinder it making spark. But yeah, that doesn't mean anything, of course. You can't see inside a coil, can you? Just dropping the oil, guys, and it's not too bad. I mean, I'm not going to reuse it, of course, but it's not too bad. It doesn't feel thin. Doesn't even smell petrol-y. I don't even think it was changed not that long ago. I don't know, but sort of helping to confirm my opinion that I don't think this thing's done that much work. But we shall see. Just about to pull the cylinder head, tubers. I haven't lifted it off yet. I've pulled all the nuts. Yeah, this should tell us a lot. It's quite loose, that's all right. Carbony. A little loose carbon in there. Looks like it's a bit, someone's been scratching it there. But it doesn't look like it's done hours and hours and hours of work. Can't really see the bore clearly. Let's have a... Is that in focus? Can't really bloody see. Anyway, I can't feel a ridge, and nor can I see anything there. Can't feel anything in the bore. I think the bore's all right, tubers. It's I know it's a bit carbony, but that's nothing. That's to be expected. Point of reference, guys. You can see that's marked top and north on that magnet. Well, not that the north really matters because that turns when it rotates, but the top's got to go there, and if we spin him around, oh, it's a heavy bastard too. We've also got top written on that flange, so just pay attention to these things. What we've done here, tubers, is just looking at this magnet. There's a screw there and there's an Allen key or Allen bolt in there. I don't know if that's a grub screw that goes right through, and this may have to be timed, I don't know. So what I've done is looking at the keyway, and I've put a little centre punch there so I know that they go in line. The Briggs and Stratton guys are probably going, yeah, look at this dickhead, he doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, and that wouldn't be far wrong of the mark. But yeah, we're just going to undo that, and we'll undo that, and I'm tipping that might come off. And but looking at it, I'd say it'd have to be timed. Well, it appears my my diagnosis was correct. Yeah, that was a screw, and there it is, and it goes right through, right into that crankshaft. So that in effect sets its position or sets its time. So my precautions are unnecessary, but that doesn't mean it's a bad idea. You never ever know what these guys do. Pans off, guys, or sump, or whatever you want to call it. No real surprises in there. As I said, the oil's not too bad in it. Can't see any bits. Similarly, I'm trying to get the light right here for you. Looking in, everything in there looks okay. At this point, I mean, looking at the lobes on the cam, that looks okay. Governor and all that's there. Oh, that'll be the little push rod for the points in there up the back. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna rotate it over and see how that works. I don't actually know what makes that go, but yeah, always something to learn with these motors. Just about to pull the piston. No marks on the top saying, you know, standard or 10 thou over or 20 thou over. So that tells me it's standard. A little bit of wobble there, but nothing I'd get. I've had worse that have ran beautifully. I've also put a dot, centre punch dot there, just towards the valves, just so I know that's the way the piston goes. And the valves are marked X, obviously, that's for the exhaust and intake. So yeah, always mark this sort of stuff and put it back how it comes apart, unless of course you're putting everything brand new. Crankshaft appears to be quite serviceable at the big end. Piston looks fine on first inspection, as does the conrod. Rings look all right, none of them appear to be stuck. Yeah, I don't think she's done a lot. The shaft for the camshaft comes out on the flywheel side, guys. There's also a little Welch plug, or freeze plug, whatever you want to call them. It sits in there, so yeah, the shaft comes out this way. Camshaft's out, guys. That little rubbing block there is actually what activates the points. And that changes. That's on a centrifugal weight. So I suppose as the motor gets faster, it advances the timing. So that's your timing advance there, I'd suggest. Because yeah, that would throw out, like so, firing the points earlier. So that would be your advance, or part of the advance. Okay, there you go. Cam looks serviceable anyway, tubers. In under the bore is a, I'd say it's some sort of deflector for when the crank comes round, it's not throwing up too much oil into the cylinder. I'd say that's what it is anyway. Anyway, we'll leave that in. I can't see any point in taking it out. It's not loose or anything, so we'll leave that in. We're just about down, just got to pull the valves, and that's just about it. That's exhaust valve out, guys. Yeah, it looks all right, good clean up. Lap him in, and I'd say she'll be okay. Seat, likewise, appears to be okay as well. Yeah, good lap in, we'll be fine. Similar story on the intake, guys. Yeah, needs a good clean up, probably a bit of a grind. Don't know how I'm going to do that yet. And the seat for the intake looks really good as well. So that's just about the poor old Briggsy down. It's pretty serviceable by the looks of it. The long job of cleaning everything up starts now. But yeah, all the internal engine components look good. We'll put new seals in it and try and get a new gasket set and that for it. Really, it's just all cosmetic. Yeah, we'll tidy it up slowly. I'll see if I can get some sort of carby kit. Got to work out, as I say, what year it is and what model it is and so on and so on. As I say, I think it's a model 23, something like that. I don't know. Hopefully someone out there who knows Briggsies will be able to give me a bit of a hint. Just trying to identify this engine, tubers. You can just make it out. It looks like there's a 23B. I don't know if I can get the light right. I think that might be what the model is. I'm just going to very carefully try and scrape this paint off and see what numbers I can reveal. Just examining a few parts, guys. Don't know how well you can make that out. VR2302. has been etched in there somehow. Now, I don't know if that's standard from the Briggs factory or it's afterwards. VR2302 down the bottom there. And around this side, the same mark again. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the guy I bought it off thought it possibly might have been from Vic Roads, hence the, from Vic Rail, I beg your pardon, hence the yellow colour and so on. And seeing that mark, that may be their way of identifying the motor. And of course they would have, if that's correct, if I'm surmising this correctly, when they refitted this with the different tank and so on, they probably etched that so they could identify it as one of theirs. I don't know. I'll do a little bit of research on that and see what I can find out. Well, that's the coil assembly cleaned up, guys. Should be all right. Still don't know about this VR2302. I'm still trying to work that out, but yeah, we'll find it. We're going to have a go at this carby, guys. As I mentioned, someone's bronzed up that manifold up there. Something must have happened at some stage. She's pretty grotty. I don't have a kit. I'm going to take a chance that I'll be able to reuse the stuff. I don't think I can get a kit in Australia. I have to get it from America. No idea what brand the carby is. It's probably just a standard Briggsy job. I mean, it's all complete. It's all there. Choke mechanism's a bit seized and looks like it's been mucked about with. A few dents and stuff on it, which may indicate someone's been belting it because it's got a sticky float. I don't know, that's only speculation, but one thing that really annoys hell out of me is when people paint stuff. And look at the yellow paint. Now, it's going to have to be sandblasted. I'll try it in the ultrasonic cleaner, but I don't think it'll get rid of it. You know, it's just a bastard to clean off, and it's the same as the yellow paint on all the rest of it. I know it's not factory. It was done, if it's a Vic Rail engine, and it was done by them more than likely, because it looks like that rotten yellow they used to have. Yeah, it just makes it a fair dinkum bastard to clean up, but we're going to pull it apart and see what happens. Slowly coming apart, guys. Float bolt, gasket, those two parts are really tight to come apart. I've pulled all the screws, just tapping it lightly, and I think it's moving, but yeah, very, very tight. I don't know exactly what's inside. We'll find out. Slowly coming apart, guys. I think it's all corroded or something inside. Got him apart, tubers. It appears it was really tight in here and around there, that inner part there. Float's still moving. I've buggered up the gasket. Oh well, have to put a kit in it. That's all right, no big deal. I think I can get it. There's the needle and seat in there. Oh, the needle just fell out, so that's all right. Still moving by the looks of it. Yeah, no real surprises. Obviously a bit gummy and a bit, not really gummy, just oxidised and that. Really good clean, and I think we'll be all right here. But yeah, I'll have to get some, get a new gasket. That's destroyed that. And, yeah, I think I can get them all right from the States. So I'll send off an email and get the bits on order. Lights the carby down. Now, I think what we'll do is we'll start off with a sandblast and then a heap of ultrasonic cleaning and see how we go from there, I reckon. Well, that's the float bowl cleaned up, guys. Going to do a bit of reassembly now. I'll have to order a new gasket. Wherever there it is. Yeah, that's, I don't know, it should be all right, but yeah, I think I might just try and get a new one anyway. It's like a bit of old bloody shoe leather or something. Yeah, just clean up the parts, but yeah, I'll put the choke butterfly back in and I'll do what I can, which will be most of it, short of actually putting the two halves together. So, come up all right. They slide together nice and easy now. Yeah, sandblast and ultrasonic clean for half hour and away we go. They're the two screws for the butterfly tubers. It's always wise to put something on them, be it spring washers. Well, I've lost one spring washer. Well, it broke when I pulled it apart. We'll bung a bit of Loctite on the threads. If one of these screws was to come out, it's going to go straight into the engine, and that's it for your motor. Once the butterfly's back in tubers, should be all right, hopefully. It'll work. Just got to fix up a couple more little bits and pieces, and yeah. But yeah, seems to be back how it was. Every man is occasionally blessed by luck, tubers. Remember how I said to you when I was pulling this apart how that was really hard to separate? And it turned out to be just all oxidisation in there. But just watch out for this, because I didn't know. Fortunately, I'd already pulled the jet. That main jet goes straight up and through and extends about that far, and it goes through that hole in there. Now, as you can imagine, if you forced this, you would bend shit out of that and destroy it. Luckily, I pulled it apart. I pulled that jet out first, so that's one to watch out for. Yeah, like I say, every man is occasionally blessed with luck. Well, we're just doing a bit more reassembly, guys. I'm going to have to get a gasket kit. I've just set the top on loosely for the time being. That'll have to be pulled apart again. Other than that, everything else is going together all right. The choke seems to work okay in that, and yeah, sometimes. Throttle's working, fuel line's back in, so on and so on. Just putting this bracket on the bottom there that goes across there from that hole. Bloody thread's pulled. So, being this bloody cheap aluminium housing, so I'll get a bigger bolt and tap it out to the next size up. And fortunately, it's not a critical. It's actually in that, not even in the venturi, well below that. But it has to be sealed because or else it'll draw dirty air. Yeah, so typical. You just got to watch these aluminium housings. That fixed up all right, guys. Just drilled it out to suit a M8 bolt. I know that's metric and this is an imperial thing, doesn't matter. Retapped it, pulled up beautifully. So yeah, that should be all right now. Didn't, get all the crap out of the inside, obviously, but we'll put the manifold on, just got to clean it up, and that's about all we can do with the carby. Oh, I wanted to see if I can make up a new one of these bloody little push rod things for the governor. It's rusted, it's bent, it's buckled, I'll see if I can get an old coat hanger and bend a bit of wire or something. Just noticed, guys, have a look at the thread on the left-hand side hole to the right-hand side hole. The bloody thread in the top of that is completely flogged out. So I'm going to have to perform a similar procedure as I did on the bottom there. I'll drill it open, oversized a little bit, and put new bigger bolts in it. Well, that's those holes fixed, tubers. Just waiting on the paint to dry in the intake manifold, and the carby's basically done except for a couple of gaskets that I've got to wait on. Just relieving the ports on the Briggsy, guys. The exhaust there, if I get the light right, it's not like I've done before. It's not a port and polish. It's just a clean up. Just try to help it flow a little bit better. It's not like it's going to give me another couple of horsepower or anything. It's just a matter of just helping the flow rate a little bit. That's the exhaust valve cleaned up and lapped in, guys. Seat's a little bit thin. It'll be all right. I don't have the cutters to open up that a bit. So that's something I've got to get down the track, but the seat came up an absolute treat. I mean, the surface of it is, although it's a little bit thin, I think it'll be fine. Don't know how well you can see this, guys. Just lap this in. There's the there's where it's been lapped in there. It's consistent around, the finish. The size, the width of the seat is different, which says to me that the seats need grinding. It's a bit thin there. I don't know if how well you can see it, but look, it'll seal, it'll be all right. The seats are good, as far as I'm concerned, and I can't get out to get any machine work done because we're in lockdown, and yeah, I don't want to spend big bucks on it anyway, so she'll be right, guys. I reckon there's always something to tell a story, tubers. When I first got this engine, I was looking at like these bolts, to bolt the motor down, and I thought, geez, it's like an acid's got at it or something like that, and bloody well corroded it. But the more I look at it, if you look at that, that's melted, and so is that. I reckon this has been dynabolted down at some stage. Someone's gone to remove it, the bolts have been rusted in solid, so they've thought, right, we'll oxy cut them out, and that's what they've bloody well done, I reckon. And look at it, it's melted the aluminium and made a real bloody mess of it. Now, I don't know how I'm going to clean it up. Just grind it back, I suppose, is all I can do. I can't, if I put JB Weld in it, sorry, I'm yelling because it's storming here. If I put JB Weld in it, you'll see it a mile away. Just don't know what to do with that. It's cleaning up. It was pretty sad and sorry, but yeah, some bastard has bloody well used the oxyacetylene without a doubt to cut that out of there. And look, they've melted the aluminium. You got the things people do, Well, tutors, the plan here, I'm going to put this in the mill. I'm going to relieve this down to about there. That way I'll keep some of the webbing. I know the webbing's there to give that strength. I don't want to take it all off. I'll take it down to there. Similar operation on the other side, on the other end there. And this side, and in fact I might even leave that side, I don't know yet, but just to clean it up, I've got to make it look a little bit better than that. Don't know what else I can do with it, tubers. Like I say, I can put some JB Weld in it. I cleaned it up as best I can. I've tried to leave some of that webbing to give it strength. I'm not bolting it down to anything, but that doesn't mean someone won't in the future. If I could aluminium weld, I would have welded some gussets in there. Once again, I can't get anything repaired or whatever because shops aren't bloody well open because of this lockdown, because of some Chinese bastards. But anyway, that's another story. Well, we'll call this part one, tubers. Got a good start on it, got a lot of parts cleaned up. Carby, the manifold, I'm still waiting on the gasket kit from America. Flywheel's done, cranks done, side housings. Still got a fair bit to go. Can't powder coat this tank. As you can see, it's been silver soldered. Looks like it's a homemade. I think so. I think it was an apprentice's project somehow, but this needs a lot of work. And yeah, this yellow paint is the worst bloody stuff to get off, but it's a slow go with this one, but it should come up all right.
Well, that's it for part one, guys. For the Briggsy, waiting on some gaskets from America, and that'll have some seals hopefully, and I've got a carby kit coming as well. Vintage Antique Briggs, or Briggs Antiques, or Antique Briggs, whatever.com, I think they call themselves. Anyway, I've got the bits there. I don't know where the hell I could get them locally. I'm trying to age the motor. It's probably 50s or 60s. Yeah, other than that, thanks to my subscribers, thanks to my viewers, and thank you to anyone else who contributes anything at all to these videos. Part 2 will be coming up fairly shortly. And as I've said before, with these projects, and it doesn't matter what it is, you don't have to meet anyone's expectations but your own. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's right, whether it's wrong, just have fun doing it, people. This is not a trial run for the real thing. This is it. See you guys.